Hey, let's play some more Minecraft. The shoe tried to drop on me today. The shoe tried to drop. It was trying to drop. And I'll tell you about it. Um, Welcome back to Minecraft Through the Night. Hope you're doing well. It's a good day to be doing well. In fact, it was a warm day here today in Oklahoma City. It was so warm that I had my furnace turned off, my thermostat turned off for part of the day. And then I turned it back on just now, and the ambient temperature inside is warmer than I have the thermostat set for. So the house got up above the minimum today. So yeah, so that's really cool. So got up to 66 in the hallway. This side of the house stays very, very cool, which is interesting. The other side of the house is much warmer. Gets a lot more light, a lot more light during the day. I've got a French door facing the southwest, and as well as a door in the kitchen that faces southwest. They're both on the same wall, and which is odd to me, and it's a quirk of the house I haven't figured out yet. The patios on the back of the house have been. I'm not sure what was original and what was expanded and when, but I think they've been expanded at least 3 times. I think there's at least 3 patios back there. Please tell me we're out here exploring, because I don't remember what we're doing. I do not remember what we're doing. Looking for iron, I think. Iron? Is that right? Oh, there's something directly west. I think I'm looking for iron. What is that right there? Cobblestone. Fence. Oh, what is that? Is that a signpost? All right, well, there's something directly west. If I can hit the right keys. Is it a long way? Yeah, that's a fence. Oh, I'm not going all the way down there. Or am I? What is that? Black ice. Okay. Okay. Yeah, not going down there. Wow. What a topographic relief we got here. Which way do I want to go? I apologize. I don't know what I was doing in the last episode. I remember I need iron. I'm going to need a lot of iron, right? Let's follow along here. I could always use some more waystones as well. Going fast. I guess we got that buff. Let me think. What is the key? What is the key to show us the buff? Oh, so I need blaze gold, blaze rods, and let's go ahead and pin a refined storage controller. There we go. Let's pin that thing. We got a lot of. Okay, we got a little bit of iron. Let's go ahead and put it up here. Yeah, we got some. We're gonna need a lot, so I have no problem keeping out here exploring. Let's see. Life throwing me curveballs. It was. I got a robocall last night about 5:15 that my water was going to be shut off if I didn't pay my past due water bill today before 9 o'clock. Talk about something that gets your attention, and because it happened at 5:15 p.m., I can see why I got the call. I can understand the timing, but it's not pleasant. You know, I guess they want to give the customer the day, but man, you need to give them more advance time than that, right? Anyway, so I went to bed early or didn't really go to bed early, but had a decent, well, I slept 4 hours. I slept some. I was so wound up, I couldn't sleep much, but I slept some. And it was also trash day too, so I was like, I don't know how all this stuff works, but having not dealt in this town before, whoa! Wish I knew what it was telling, which spell it was talking about. It can't be empty. I saw you know what? Those creepers do not give me anything on the radar. I wonder if that's what the part of what the mod is about. All right, recharge. I wonder about that. I wonder if yeah, I don't know. The FTB maps. Maybe there's an update. There is an update, and I have chosen not to do it just yet. What in the world? Coral fan. I know. Okay, we got a lot of coal. Knock on wood. Mossy cobble. This might not mean, it probably doesn't mean anything here. And apparently it does not. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I woke up early and went down to just drove a few miles to the town hall, city hall, and I got there early, a few minutes early, and it was a cold morning, and I was standing outside, and a gentleman came to the door. He saw me out there, and I thought, I tried the door, and I was like, oh, I must have gotten here early. I left home about 12 minutes before 8 or something like that. And, I was there by 7:55. And in fact, I was at the front door of town hall by 7:55. Because, I don't take these things, you got to get in front of them. You got to take advantage. You got to, what's the word I'm looking for? You got to handle them as soon as they happen, right? As soon as you can. One of the advantages of being retired is, I can do things soon. And so, yeah, I was out there by the door, and this younger fellow was like, he got real. He opened the door. He said, "We're not open yet." And I was like, "Oh, that's okay. My bad. Sorry, I'm here early." And he said, I would invite you in, but nobody else is here." And I was like, "Hey, man, don't even worry about it. I'm fine." And he's like, "We got chairs. Come on in. You'll be warmer in here." Like, I guess he played the old card on my behalf or something. I was, my hands were cold, and I was kind of blowing on my hands, but it wasn't terrible or anything. It was not terrible. I used to walk to school 12 miles in colder weather. No, not really. I did practice football in colder weather for hours after school. Oh man, days I do not miss. I'm here to tell you. Football practice. We were not a good football team. I mean, that's not why I was playing, but here we go. Boop. Wasn't playing football because we were a good team. I just thought it was really cool to play football. And anyway, so he let me go inside, and I was the only one there. I was like, "Is there going to be a stampede of people who got robocalls last night?" And no, it was just me. I was it. So, I climbed all the way up there for 8 iron. Oh, okay, man. All right, okay. Ooh, look at those beautiful, what are they? Swamp lilies. Love that color over there. What is that? Cyanide? Blue orchid. Blue orchid, a vanilla plant. I love these. Blue. Are we going to need... What is... cornflower? Something requires blue dye. What is it? I'm gonna grab some of these corn flour. I don't remember if it's refined storage. It might not be anything we need, but I'll grab it while I say, well, I'll grab some of these orchids too. I love these things. Small amethyst bud. Hmm. Have to let those grow, right? Okay. So I didn't have to wait long. I had my phone. I had Wordle and Spelling Bee. I still haven't finished the Spelling Bee for the day, but I was good. I was just sitting there chilling, and 8 o'clock on the dot, they opened the window, and I got to talking with them, and it turned out it was the. Uh, let's see if I can tell you the long and the short of it. I had called the city twice. Oh man, even before that, my very first act after closing was to drive to City Hall and ask how I go about registering. Telling them who I am and giving them my info and signing up for to pay my bill, my water bill. And get all that started. Because that's the only place I had to go to. The others were calls or websites, the natural gas and the electricity and the fiber. I started to say phone, but the utilities used to be um, phone, electric, gas, water, and now it's internet has taken the place of phone. I mean, not really had to take a place, but it's all separate. It used to be a local thing you had to do. That's what I'm trying to say. All those used to be a local places you would go to. Can you imagine? Back in the day, those were the places you used to go to. So that first conversation, they told me, and I signed up for auto pay. I was like, let's go ahead and do it. I had taken a bank deposit form with my information on it, and I said, let's go ahead and sign up for auto pay. And she told me it would not take into effect the first one, but it would take into effect the second one. Like, okay. So at that moment, I knew I had to pay my bill manually the first time. And at some point along the line, somewhere in late November, I was like, what? Why? A couple of times during the move and during my move and my projects, I kept having this nagging feeling that I was forgetting something. And I guess it was the water bill. I never got a bill in the mail. I kept thinking I'll get a water bill. Well, I didn't get one, and finally in mid or late November, I went up. I called them up to ask why. They looked at my account and said, "Well, you're signed up for paperless." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I signed up for paperless." And let's say you do have a bill, it is past due. And I was like, "What?" And so I was trying to think, how can I? I'm trying to do. I don't know why it didn't occur to me. Just drive the 5 minutes, the 2 minutes. It's really just it's like a mile and a half I have to drive. Not even that. Straight east, and they're pleasant people to deal with. There's no problem with it. That's all I had to do, and I didn't. For some reason, this is the perfect storm. Me, myself, and I alone. I didn't think of all that stuff. I didn't think about it. I just did not have a single thought about driving up there, paying my water bill, writing them a check. I guess at first I did not. It took me. Uh, I did when I first moved in. I paid them a one-time deposit, and um, I just remembered that, and I wrote them a check to do that, and so uh, And now I'm thinking about, this was actually the first check I've written on my new checks from my new address. Oop, I got some rotten flesh. Gosh, I need to call the bank tomorrow and vet all that. Make sure they got that check. I don't know, man. Um, so because I got the original bill through email, and I was getting ready to fuss about them while I was on the phone with the customer service person. I was like, I didn't even get it by email. While I was on the phone with them, I was searching through my email, and there it was. There was my first bill. It had come quite some time before, and I was like, oh man. And then what had prompted the call? It's coming back to me now. What prompted my call to the city was I had gotten my second bill, and it included a late fee for failure to pay the first bill. And I was like, I called and asked. I called twice and asked and never got a bill. And that's, I wasn't angry. I was very confused. And she, when she said, "Oh, but you signed up for a paperless. Have you checked it must be in your email." And I was like, my immediate thought was it must have hit the spam tray or something. I searched through the email. It was not in the spam. It was in my regular, or was it? Or was it? Or was it? It might have been. No, no, it wasn't. It was not. It was not. I'm not giving myself that out. It was not in my spam. But I found the original, and I was like, oh man, well, that's all on me then. I just missed it. I've been sitting here happy and oblivious, waiting for a bill in my mailbox. And we have already had that conversation that I was going to get it paperless. And I just, somehow along the way, I just forgot. And, not their fault. They kept asking me, "Are you sure you don't want a paper bill? Are you sure you don't want a paper bill?" And one of the conversations I had, there was like, the lady was like, I'm going to go ahead and set you up so you get both a paper bill and a paperless bill and an email. But I haven't gotten a bill on the paper yet. So anyway, this morning I said, what have I got to do? And she said it's so what had me so confused last night and today was my second bill included my first bill on it with the late fee, but it said do not pay, will be paid by draft. So I thought, oh, okay, it'll catch up automatically. Yeah, I've screwed up. I'm going to have to owe the late fee, but it'll pay automatically. So I was shocked when I got that robocall that I was so much in arrears they were going to terminate my service. I was like, that's what drove me down to go down there first thing this morning. And so down there this morning, I don't know why it never occurred to me, just go down there and pay my past due amount, my old amount. I don't know why it didn't occur to me to do that. But today, she said, oh, what's due is last month. As soon as you pay that, all you need to do is pay that today, and it will, you'll stop getting all this. It'll stop showing it as past due. Oh, well, I got another call tonight in the 5 p.m. hour, like 5:45 p.m. I got a call. But this time the call didn't say you're going to be terminated or anything. It was just, just a call. Oops. Your account's past due, so I may call them or run back by tomorrow and make sure everything's okay and good with my, good with the check and everything like that. Probably ought to call the bank and make sure the bank has my new address, so there's no concern that this is actually my there's no concern with me writing a check for my new address, and making sure the bank sees the transaction and make sure the city put the transaction through, has tried to process the check. That may be why I haven't gotten it yet. It may take them a day or so to get the check in the system. So I need to follow up on that tomorrow, make sure everything's right. Get myself out of this tiny little hellhole I got myself into. But yeah, the shoe tried to drop on me today, and I fought back. Doggone fights back. Beautiful music. So beautiful. That dominated my early day. After my first thing this morning, I was up and actually put on a plaid flannel shirt. I put on an actual shirt, button-up shirt today, and I shaved, and I thought I was doing well, but I went shopping afterwards. I meant to go to Aldi, but I went a mile too far east and ended up at Crest. Checked by their Goodwill at that place, Windsor. It's at Windsor. If you know Oklahoma City, it's the Windsor Shopping Center, Windsor Hills. There's or at least used to be, a really nice discount theater in the back of Windsor Hills Shopping Center. I used to go there occasionally. Goodwill wasn't open yet, so I went on straight to Crest and then did some grocery shopping at Crest. That Crest on 23rd and Meridian is still getting used to that one. It doesn't give me the happiness that the Yukon Crest would give me, but maybe that will come with time, kind of like this house, this location. Maybe the happiness comes with time. Well, here I've been yapping and yapping, but I should be caught up on my water bill, and I'll double check that tomorrow. And there's other things I could have done today, but that really set me back so much. It's one of these days I hope I can be more robust against anxiety like that. But a snag like, there's some iron. There we go. A snag like that can really can disempower me pretty hard. And I'd like to make it so where it doesn't do that. Have a new skill point. Let me guess. Mining. Another fortune. We got all the fortunes, baby. Up. I thought I heard something about to go. Let's sleep through this night before something goes. Yeah, so got all that done, taken care of. And just wish, don't want to beat up on myself too much. I took care of it, had a problem. We all screw up. I took care of it as soon as I could, and in a friendly way, and got it managed, got it sorted. I hate that, because there's going to be a late payment now on my name for a while. So that's rocking, man. That's bopping. That's a bop. Anyway, pay your bills on time. And when you move to a new place, don't take it for granted that it works like the old place did. It's very different here. It's my previous house was in Oklahoma City, serviced by utilities of Oklahoma City, and very, very different. They don't even do recycling pickup here. So I've got 2 bags of aluminum cans that I don't want to just throw away. and I still don't know what to do with them. They're just accumulating until I can recycle them somewhere. Maybe there's a, there used to be a place, you used to be able to buy, to sell the aluminum cans in a recycler. Maybe there's a place I can do that around here. Hate to, aluminum is so recyclable, and why not recycle it? Why not? It doesn't hurt me a bit to recycle. What is that? Acacia hollow log. Okay. My goodness. Okay, well we're getting some iron. We are Iron Men after all. We got exactly 3 stacks of it. Wow. Okay. Well, let's get a little bit more. Get what we can. We'll head back. Oh, let's see. Ducting. Let's talk about the ducting. Ducting and weatherproofing. I've been so intent on weatherproofing, but a Reddit. I'm still learning. People are dogging Reddit these days, but I am still learning so much about Reddit. Even with all of its foibles, there is solid information in it. And there's a subreddit, Old Houses subreddit. Somebody was talking about replacing their window, and they got kind of gigged for it a little bit. And people were like, just let the house be drafty, because the old houses have lasted because they're able to breathe. They're able to dry out in the winter, and instead of replacing the windows with making them airtight, where the house can't breathe, let the house breathe, keep the old windows. And so that got me really thinking about all this weatherproofing I've done, and maybe I should, the things I've got are, the windows they're still drafty. Not like they were, but they're still drafty. And I think it has encouraged me, that post and the responses from people who own old houses has encouraged me to slow my roll on my, not slow my roll, but not get too aggressive with the weatherproofing, the zipping up the windows with plastic and everything, be mindful, kind of take it slow, because they're right. These old houses, they have lasted, this old construction techniques, It's not like they didn't have the modern insulation materials. These houses have lasted because they were built to breathe, to get dry in the winter, to dry out, in the winter, to forked roots. I don't know what I could use those for. To have some airflow, and so I've been thinking about that. As much as we do dog communities, and I think sometimes it's players acting in bad faith who dog trolls, plants who dog communities, and kind of poison them from within for whatever agenda they are pushing. They themselves, the trolls themselves, are pushing. And much like, with elections and stuff, where foreign interests have a stake in disunity and, problems in the U.S., sow confusion, diplomacy 101. Divide the populace against itself, stuff like that. And it's really cheap and easy to do. All you got to do is be a consistent voice, and somebody will listen to it, right? So, anyway, I do think Reddit especially is there are communities I don't really participate in. Nextdoor is one of them. People there seem to It didn't feel comfortable during the time I tried to be part of one back in Yukon, um, but anyway, and I'm not on Facebook. Just not. Another sprouts. Okay, another sprout didn't give. I don't know what these warp roots give, if anything, but doesn't cost nothing to check. Allium is something I might need allium for. This will give me, yeah, allium. Okay. Something I needed that magenta dye. I can't remember what it was right now. All right. Well, let's change our focus to finding a city. Find ourselves a city to live in. Find a city. Find ourselves a city. Find ourselves a city to waypoint from is what we need to do. And how did I end up I think I'm directionally correct. To where? There's a Zeppelin. Man, I feel like I'm looping back to home or something like that. Okay, there's Morm. I'm not too far from home, right? If that's Morm. Alright, let's head eastward to Morm. Or more. Eastward, basically straight eastward. And find ourselves a city to live in. The Talking Heads from their song Cities. Somebody posted that on Reddit, and I've had it running through my head now. I just watched not even a minute of it. Just have that tune running through my head. Such a good tune. Good band. Ducks. I'm wondering if some of my breathing allergy irritation is from what I did today was I took a spray bottle of cleaner that included bleach, and I sprayed it down my living room, kitchen, hallway ducts, all the ducts on that side of the house. And the reason I did that was after I bought a 4x10 floor duct cover at Ace after I went to Crest. That's what I was trying to get out. I went to City Hall, Crest, and then Ace. Because I was already on 23rd, I was coming back on 23rd because trying to get right in my head that Aldi, which I had meant to go grocery shopping at, was on 23rd. It is on 23rd. And I'm still a little bit confused by it, so I need to do repetition to get myself, to get it firmly mapped inside my head. And Ace is just a little bit farther west of, so I thought, well, maybe Ace has a duct cover. And the reason I wanted a duct cover, a floor duct cover, 4-inch by 10-inch, was because I have a duct in the living room that had been closed off. And I previously had cleaned it out, vacuumed it, and verified that it works. Air flows through it. It's not bottled up or anything like that. So I pulled the homemade little thin plywood cover off the floor, off the slab, and I put the 4x10 duct into it. I actually spent a long time at Ace, a lot longer than just buying the duct, because I was wrestling with myself. The duct was $16 at Ace, and I could have bought 4 ducts for $16 on Amazon. But I finally decided to just buy it at Ace because I would have it immediately. And it was Ace. And once in a while, I want to support Ace and keep them in business because they're closer to me than Lowe's or any other hardware store.